I am fine. I'm getting my stuff together. Okay. I'll put my video back up in a second. Zoom. Okay. So there's several ways to master the patterns. One is by using a clipping path over the pattern. So,
okay.
Like, I'm just gonna share my screen here. All right. Don't let me Illustrator. Okay, so one is by, I'm gonna make a, ooh, yeah. All right, so the first one is by, for example, go into my Finder and see if I can find. Once again, I got, all right, there it is, downloads. So say, for example, and this is just a random background.
Mm-hmm.
Say, for example, I wanted to and I'm just doing a random skirt or something. So, for example, and this is a terrible skirt, but anyhow, I'm just going to show you.
Okay, that's all I need.
Okay, so if this is the pattern or texture, I can put this behind what it is that I'm trying to put it in. Okay, so if this is the shape that I wanted to put it in, I would just click on the shape that you want and then click on the picture or texture that you want at the same time. So you're gonna shift and click. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go up to option or object, object, and then you go all the way down here to clipping mask. And you make with the clipping mask. The keyboard stroke is Command or the butterfly 7, and you go make. And what that does is that puts that inside of whatever it is that you want to
Let me see.
create. Okay, now if you wanted to edit this to like make that smaller, you're going to use your direct selection tool and click on it. And now you can see where the picture starts and ends. And you can hold your shift key and drag, oops.
Okay, I'm gonna try it again.
So I can then change where everything falls within that. Okay. So that's the one way. That's
Okay.
that's the simplest way to do it. And then the other ones, the other two were to create your own pattern, or now, you know, you can also take this, and if you wanted to be real fun with it, you can, this is the original picture, you can go into the picture and you can image trace it. So if I did a 16 color image trace, what it would do is then give me an idea of what it's going to look like if I had the computer trace it out. So it may, depending on the speed of your computer, it may take a little while to do. But this is one of my little fun tricks that I use sometimes. Oh, it's taking a while. Okay, so this is what it would look like if the computer did it. Now, once you do this, you can then go to expand. And now it's an Adobe Illustrator compatible file where I can go into my direct selection tool, and then I can start getting rid of stuff.
Okay.
So now this is an editable document with all of the, oops.
Can you add it to your swatches? Can you just take it up? Can you, your pattern?
I can do this. I can highlight the whole thing and then go up to my swatches and take this and drop it in. And now this is a swatch.
Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Okay.
So you just hit here, bring it in here. And so now I can go here and then paint it with that.
Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll try to, I was trying to add it to my swatches, so I'll try it again.
So it's basically a drag and drop. You can also do it you can do a lot of different things with that. Like even if you had a typeface, like I like Avenir. Okay, so say for example you had a typeface, right? Like a capital T or whatever. Now right now it's a type that you can edit, but if you wanted to make that artwork, you would just go to your type, you go type, create outlines, and now your T is editable as if it were a piece of art, and I could go in and I could fill it with your swatch. I could also take this, the T, and if it's on top, I could then make this whole thing, or make the T the clipping mask. And now I have a clipping mask of a T. So this comes in handy when you're like doing t-shirts and stuff. You know, because now it's a graphic and you can, you know, do whatever with it. So one is like a painting, or one is using the JPEG, and then this one is using the JPEG, creating artwork from the JPEG, so I can, you know, really change the colors. To make it more of what I want. I can even feel that with that. Oops. So it expands your creativity by being able to use other patterns to create a collection, more or less. You know. Now the video that I did last week does explain, I think it was last week or the week before, where I did the explanation of how to create the patterns.
Yeah, that was the week before last.
Right. So hopefully, you know, if you and as I said, if you want, you know, you can call me and we can I can watch you do it, so I can see if there's anything that you're missing. Am I or oh my goodness. All right, I thought I heard somebody else coming in. Okay, maybe it was just me. Does anybody else have any other questions?
No.
So how are we coming along? Are we doing things?
Yeah, I've been going back and forth with it and trying to figure out the best way to do, and overdoing, having to do things over again, all that.
Yeah.
Trying to make it neat so it won't be sloppy.
That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
That is always good to do. It's good to have a project when you're doing things, and then don't feel afraid to try. Even if you're working in another program, try different things. You know, because the vector-based programs are can be, you know, really wonderful, and they have a lot of different things that we don't even, you know, you might not even use until you just find them. You know, I'm still learning every day easier and faster ways to create things. Like, for example, one of my loves right now is working with the pen tool, and like, for example, I'm going to stroke this. Okay, so right now, this is a stroke. I don't know if everybody can see that. All right, so you see how this is just a straight line.
Mm-hmm.
But what you can do is you can look at your stroke here, and this is a uniform stroke, but you can change the width of the stroke like this. And so now it's not just a regular stroke, it's got some dimension to it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You know. And it's still a straight line, so you can change it however you want. So if I wanted to draw that and utilize a different, so right now, oops, I have it on uniform, but I can change it so that it has a different characteristic to it. You see that? So that gives you some fun things to do. It also has, like, instead of just a hard line, I can make it look like a charcoal pencil. Now I changed the stroke to a different size, but so I can make it look rough. I can create my own distressed look. And that goes for any shape that you're creating. You can go through and do your strokes in different weights and different styles. Oops. So that's some fun things that you could do with it. Also, another fun thing that I tend to do is transparencies. I may create something and then want something over it, but not the same color. So I may use the transparency. Let's say, for example, right now it's white. So if I did a transparency, it's now a lighter shade of that. So even if I was using a photo, I could put the photo, oops. I could put the photo on top and make that a different transparency so that you could see underneath. And the wonderful thing about transparencies is that it not only has just normal, you can do normal, darken, multiply, burn, dodge. So if I had this as another color other than white, let's see. Let's do one in purple. Oops. So you could do normal, darken, multiply, color burn. You see how that's changing colors? Lighten, overlay, color. You can make that, you know. So you can try different things with it to see what the results are. And it works with everything. So these are just a couple of the little things that you can go in and do. You know, you can also, oh, I don't even want to get into the Photoshop effects right now, but you can also do drop shadows. So say for example, you like that, you can go stylize, drop shadow, and then add your own drop shadows. So the smaller the number is, the closer it is to the object. So I can change this to 100%. Now, I changed it to 100%, but because this is at 46%, so now it's got a little drop shadow on it. So when you're designing things, you can give them the look of having dimension. Everybody looks so happy. Smile. Does anybody else have any other questions? No?
Which email do you prefer to be sent to? Which one? I have your emails. Which one do you prefer to be sent to?
The Gmail is good because
Okay.
it's your email stands out. That
Okay.
AOL, it gets kind of
Okay.
overwhelming
Email.
because it's a lot of stuff in there. I really need to set up another email for specifically my students, you know. But of course we were kind of thrown into this, so hopefully next semester. But a lot of you are almost done, right?
Yeah, this is my last class.
Ooh, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So are they okay? So you would have a graduation, or are you getting a certificate?
I'm getting a certificate.
Okay. So you would just get your certificate at the end of, or in a few weeks, right?
Yeah, that's fine with me. That's all I want. I'm happy that I finished.
Yay! Even you have a story that you could tell. You could tell your family members in the future that that you completed your education during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a great accomplishment. I know that others are almost done with their fashion courses. If you're getting your degree, you're probably almost done.
Yep, I have 3 more class left.
I'm done.
You're done?
Yes, I'm done.
Wow.
Oh, congratulations,
I did it.
Pranita.
Thank you. Graduated.
Hey, I'm happy.
I am too. I'm sad. I'm sad at the same time because I'm gonna miss the classes. I'm gonna miss you, Miss Carr. Really. You're a great
I'm gonna
teacher.
miss all of y'all, because I know that you're in FAD 107. Then I probably, I probably won't see, because I'm only teaching the 3, FAD
Okay.
103, 107, 105.
Okay. Okay.
105.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you say, Jay? Oh, okay. What?
So yeah, we're gonna miss all. I'm gonna miss everybody. But I'm always available anytime you want to pop into any of my classes once we get back to face to face. I'm hoping sometime soon.
I for sure do, especially for this class. I want to do that one.
Yeah, just pop in so that sometimes it's just sitting down at the computer and having that person there for you. Granted, I had to learn all of these programs on my own.
What?
Yeah. I'm a little techie kind of person, so I ended up having to, back in the day, read the manuals. I'm so weird.
Oh.
I had to read all the manuals and figure it out by myself for many years. And then what happened is I just became the person that a lot of people would ask questions.
And then you made money or started making money off.
Well, I was already, you know what? I was already at a ad agency, and my skill set was more hands-on, and my boss said, "You'll never learn this program," and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna show you." And then, after a couple years, I became like the person in Detroit to ask questions. And so when he came back and asked me a question, I knew. I was like, aha, I got you. So, yeah, it was a lot of trial and error, and trying different things to accomplish something. So I haven't been able to master doing multiple things at one time, like doing the camera, doing the online screen, and then doing the email at the same time. So it's bear with me on that. That's that multitasking. So a lot of people are able to do the younger people are able to do all of that at the same time. Any other questions? All right, so if you don't have any more questions, if you need to talk to me on your own, then that's fine. I hope to see you at the next class, which is next Saturday, which is our last class.
Mhm.
And I will talk to you later.
All right. Be safe.
You too. Enjoy.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye,
bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.